It is now the weekend, and we are very happy that you have joined us for this special edition of the Phil Taylor Jones Show. Today we're going to be focusing in on Decision 2016 and our wonderful candidate, Jill Stein. We're going to be talking more today about the machinations of voting and what the slanted media may be telling you to get you to vote the other way. I'm Phil Taylor Jones, and let's talk about this thing. Jill Stein is, well, what can I say about Jill Stein? The lady just makes sense. You listen to her speeches, you listen to her town hall meetings, and she just brings it right down home. No pretentiousness, no phoniness, just Jill and you and the other folks that may be around. She has such a way of making things clear without big words or bombastic phrases or all this crapola. She uses an open air, easy to understand type of speaking that makes you just understand what she's trying to say. No sleaziness, no hidden agendas within the speech, just pure good old fashioned what we need to have happen in our country, politics. That is something that's been missing from the political realm for so long. Our message for you today is, don't be fooled by what you hear from the news whores. They would have you believe that these two strange, weird, nasty characters that are up before you in front of your face each and every day for the office of president are the end-all, cure-all of the presidential nomination. That's not true. There is Jill Stein, and then there's that other independent fella, Johnson. Anyway, they will have you believe a vote for anyone other than Clinton or Trump will be futile. It's an attempt in futility. If you vote for Jill Stein or Johnson, that's just a clear vote for Trump or Clinton. That's false. A vote for Jill Stein is a vote for Jill Stein. And if you get enough votes for Jill Stein will get to be the president. That's the way our flawed democracy works. But nevertheless, it works. If there's crookedness that can be gotten in there to ensure that the other person wins, they'll do that too. But don't be fooled. Oh, well, look at what happened back in the 70s when Ralph Nader ran against, then the other person got in there. Well, it's a different time now. You look at these two pitiful messes, Trump and Clinton. Bunch of kooks. They are the most disliked and untrusted candidates in American political history. There are people looking and clamoring for a way out. But no, with the good old boys, mentality, well, you vote for the lesser of two evils. Well, as Jill says, don't vote for the lesser of two evils, vote for the greater good. You do have a choice. The only thing is now as to whether or not you can get your mind into the place where, yes, I'm going to go with this choice. I'm going to go with freshness. I'm going to go with sincerity. I'm going to go with a person who I feel I can trust to go into Washington, and instead of doing this, and gathering people around to brainstorm, to work together for the betterment of our country. I'm not going to listen to news whores. I'm not going to listen to these two kooks, Trump and Clinton. I'm going to listen to my gut. I'm going to go for an independent that has a positive message and see how that works. It's time for something new. It's time for something different. It's time for Jill Stein. Ask yourself this question. If Jill Stein's, or for that matter, anybody else's who's on the independent ticket, if their candidacy is such an attempt in futility, then why are they working so hard? Why are they spending what little money they have? Why are they exuding all this effort if it means nothing? Jill Stein could be somewhere else doing something else. It can work, but it's up to us. She's putting it out there that she wants to be our leader, just as pitiful Clinton and Trump have put it out there that they want to be our leader. So these three people and this Johnson fella, these four people are there. It's up to us. Yeah, I know about all of the superdelegates and all this crapola and all of these little fixations that they have, Trump and Clinton, that guarantee their positions. But there's still four candidates out there, and there are billions of us. You got to start thinking about how things have run for the past 60 or so years, or at least 50 years, by these two greedy establishment parties who have given us nothing but strife for all those years. You might say, well, Reagan was pretty good. I love those Reaganomics. Good Lord, I bought two brand new cars off of his Reaganomics. So yeah, we need at least someone that get in there like Reagan that can turn at least the financial aspect of this around. You might be saying, well, yeah, that's Donald Trump. Yeah, but Donald Trump wants to turn it around for himself. I'm talking about turning it around for us. That's the difference between he and Jill Stein. So don't let these crazy, selfish, greedy people sway you. Yes, we could have our first woman president, and that would be Jill Stein. And then we'd have our first president in, at least in recent history, in 16 years, that would start turning our country around back to the position where we're on the plus side instead of the minus side. To get rid of the hatred and start increasing the peace in our country, because it needs it. We need to get racism out of here. It doesn't belong in a society where there are intelligent people. If there's a bunch of stupid people, yeah, then racism belongs. Because racism is stupid. And stupid people are the ones that tried to keep it alive. That's not Jill Stein. We're hungering for better jobs and a better economy. That's Jill Stein. We're hungering for a way to make sure our veterans and our Social Security recipients and our homeless people are no longer homeless or wanting for Medicare or wanting for the attention that they deserve. Jill Stein is about that. When you talk about cleaning up our waterways, our air, making sure that these big industries stop polluting our rivers and streams and subsequently our oceans, Jill Stein is right there. When you're talking about a clear-cut and concise way to make our military more efficient, Jill Stein is right there. When you want to look towards a president, and at this point in time, a candidate that you can look to with honesty and trustworthiness, that she's not riddled with scandal, that she's not riddled with every time you turn a page in a newspaper or look at the internet or watch telly that there's something negative about that person, that's Jill Stein. If you want a person that's honest-hearted and pleasant to be around, not being a crooked, witchery, bitchery creep like Clinton or a pompous ass who's up in your face and all over you like Trump, that's Jill Stein. If you want a person to go into Washington with a good agenda, with a handout for at least cooperation and friendship, as instead of one as a clenched fist to get things done for America and her people, that's Jill Stein. So let no one, and I reiterate, no one tell you that your vote for Jill Stein will not count. Because if there are enough people out there that will vote for her, that will give her a chance to do something great for our country, it will happen. So here's what we have to do. We're going to put up a link to where you can get on, or at least get petition going, or sign the petition to get Jill on the debate stage. You see, Trump and Clinton only have their garbage for each other to talk about, which takes us away, or takes them away from what we need them to be there for, to tell us in great specificity what their plan is to turn our country around. But no, they're too busy talking about emails, or they're too busy talking about Trump's new white supremacy position, or Bill Clinton's irregularities in the White House, or what Trump said about the Mexicans, or what Clinton said about, this or that, or her wanting to bring Muzzies in. They are losing the focus. But Jill Stein is different. She doesn't lose her focus. She knows what she wants to do to help us out. And that's why we need to know more about her. Yeah, you can go to YouTube, you can go to Google, you can go to Facebook, which she has done demonstrably on. I don't do Facebook, but she's on there, and they had to shut her profile down from accepting friends because it just blew the system. So she is making a positive move. She's getting further up on the radar, but she needs to be on that debate stage. Every time their mouth moves, hers moves. So go to Jill2016.com. There's a bullet there that tells you about all of the petitions and things they have going. Make sure that you get to that petition and sign it so we can get her on the debate stage. That's step one. Step two is the vote. We need to get the word out to everyone we know, and then some. Make some phone calls, go talk to people you know, have them talk to people they know, and so on and so on and so on. Get the word out about Jill Stein, what she's all about. All this exorbitant college debt. Hey, that would be enough to get her elected right there, just from all the college students that are worried about debt and not having a proper job when they get out of college. Get the word out. Talk to everyone you know. Network with people you know, so that they can network with people they know. We can win this, ladies and gentlemen, but we've got to get up off our butts and do it. We can't allow Clinton or Trump to get in the White House. If they win, we most assuredly lose. Count on it. They're just a bunch of selfish zealots who are only in there for their own selfish need, greed, and purpose. We don't need that. We've had that for the past 16 years. Think about that thing. Let's use our heads for more than a hat rack and get the word out about Jill Stein. And then the third bullet will be that most triumphant one, is when she gets elected, so that she can go to Washington and start immediately turning things around. I believe she can do it, and we need her more than ever. Otherwise, it's no go. So, the place, Jill2016.com. Let's get her on the debate stage. Let's get the word out, vote, and get her elected. And that's what we need to do. Exec, you got a few things before I close it out?
Well, nothing but positive stuff about Jill Stein. She's a real dynamite lady.
Yes, she is.
We saw one yesterday. That's where some of our information is coming from, about the student debt being eradicated and many different things. She's very genuine, doesn't falter in her speeches, doesn't go has all of her stuff well prepared. And not only is she not a politician, as she says, I'm a physician, not a politician, unlike Donald Trump saying, I'm a politician, but I hope you don't think of me that way, and he's whiffle waffle worse than any politician in history. She actually is more than a physician than a politician, in the fact that she doesn't just say, this is going to be great, this is going to be awesome, I'm going to build a wall and paint with a broad brush. She actually goes into fine detail about what she says she's going to do, and then she tells you how she's going to do it. She talked about student debt being eradicated. She explained in full detail all the different steps it would take to do so. She talked about getting rid of poverty entirely and explained every single step and how to do so. So she gives the details instead of just painting with a broad brush and giving you fake promises like all the other politicians that are politicians, you know, and we need to get her in office, as we said many times before on the show, because these other two ones that the media, again, is just forcing down your throat are not a good thing. That would give you kind of, you know, stomach problems if you took it down your throat, to use my analogy even further.
The blonde-haired crook and the orange-haired choke.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the media is so slanted, and the problem with that is that they say, you know, a vote for Jill Stein will just get someone else, you know, the Democratic or Republican candidate in office. The problem with that is this media just believes everything. You put out a hoax death about a celebrity, and then people believe it until it's, you know, turns around to be true. Something happened recently about that. I forget the person's name.
Yeah, they had Mr. T of
Mr. T,
A-Team
yeah.
fame.
I pity the fool. I pity the fool.
Man, still bouncing around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yeah, this sandwich, where's the meat, Hannibal? This sandwich is full of weeds. But, you know, like, I use that analogy to explain how people just believe anything just because it's said enough. And that's why we're trying to get out in the show, that you don't need to believe these news whores, and you need to follow your own gut, investigate before you invest, and get your own idea of who you want and what you want in office. Try to spread the word, as we said. And let's try to get, you know, Jill Stein on the debate stage. The link will be up there, as said, if I can find it when I do find it. And thank you everyone for watching. We just hope that we can get her in there, because she's got a lot of good policies, a lot of good ideas, even about trying to get rid of racism, even though that seems like a very hard task. As he said, stupidity perpetuates it.
And Lord knows there are a lot of stupid people in this country.
At least try to stop the cops, you know, doing what they're doing to black people and all this other kind of murder that's ridiculous. She said there's too much murder going on, and this is true. And that's about all I can think of, pretty much. We need Jill, not Hill, and we need Stein, not Trump.
Well, thank you so much for that. And like the exec said, we are paying very special attention. I know that you might get tired of us doing political stuff all the time, but this is crucial, because if you guys are like we here at the Phil Taylor Jones Show, you're sick of living in strife. You're sick of living, you know, from hand to mouth. I just read something this morning where the fastest growing nation or country that's building something in our country is China. This is ludicrous. We need to have American things going up. How many American things do you see going up in China? Probably little to none. We need to get these deadhead politicians out of here, these creepy crooks, these greedy bastards. We need to get them out, and we need to put an American person in, someone who is willing and able to do something for our country. That would be Jill Stein, without a shadow of a doubt. So don't listen to the naysayers, and certainly don't listen to the news whores. Listen to your gut. Go and get the knowledge and spread it. We thank you for joining us on the Phil Taylor Jones Show, as always, and we hope that you can join us again very, very soon. It is the weekend. We are hoping that you're going to have a spectacular one. Stay safe, stay happy as you can in this nutty world. Keep that smile on your face. And as we always say, dump the hate and increase the peace. See you next time on the Phil Taylor Jones Show. Bye-bye.
For some reason or another, politics seemed to be a lot saner about 50 years ago. What the hell is the world coming to?